game. Playing Fortnite for the first time. So yeah, see how this goes. Please don't call me out if I'm trash. I have no clue what the
Nobody wants to live next door to people like you anymore. You're a menace to society, Tyrone.
Jack, I came out here to do business, not be insulted by you.
Thanks, Tyrone. It's like houses, friendships need strong foundations. Hey, Smitty, come here. Come here. What's wrong with you? Don't I pay you good? Don't I take care of you? Yeah, well, it's stupid business you can really try to go on. Good plan, work?
Work. It didn't work. You got nailed first time out.
Nobody who works for me goes into business for themselves. You understand what I'm saying? Don't you see how that can jeopardize everything? Right, Tyrone?
Whatever.
Especially trying to pop an armored car. Okay, well, he got caught. There's nothing I can do about that now. We're gonna have to face the music on his own. You and me, Smitty, we gotta start over. You know what I mean?
What did you say, Jack?
Good. Glad you understand what I'm talking about. Now we got a relationship we can build up. Or any problems. You know how it is?
Yeah, all right.
If there's time and energy to train somebody, they get greedy and do something stupid that jeopardizes it.
A bitch.
Stick around, stick around.
I have no clue what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Lowe's knows running a home or business China fast. And with the free Milo's Rewards membership, you're earning.
Said Friday in the Cincinnati Post that his agency had arrested a Milwaukee judge who allegedly tried to help an undocumented defendant avoid arrest. We believe Judge Dugan intentionally misdirected federal agents away from the subject to be arrested in her courthouse. Eduardo Flores Ruiz allowing the subject and the illegal alien to evade arrest. We're going to start there. A lot of legal maneuverings going on around the country. Let's bring in our panel. Syndicated radio host Hugh Hewitt, Axios political reporter Steph Kite, and Fox News senior political analyst Juan Williams. I've heard from legal experts on really all sides ideologically saying there appears to have been obstruction here, and that is a crime.
Yes, I don't think it's a closed case, right? I listened to Attorney General Bondi talk earlier about how the judge escorted the defendant who was under the ICE investigation out the back door along with the defendant's counsel to evade the ICE people in the hallway after engaging in a shouting match with them. Look, everyone is subject to the same law in the United States. The robe is not an invisibility cloak. I think they've got her told the right, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what kind of punishment goes for obstruction and concealment. But the way that General Bondi laid down the fact, it's open and shut. She was breaking the law.
Wisconsin State Assembly saying more people, Juan, should do what this judge did.
There's no precedence for taking a judge in this manner, and I want to be really clear that what Judge Dugan apparently did was what all of us should be doing, and it is standing up for folks in our communities who need support right now against the Trump regime more than ever.
Is this firing up the left, and does it play politically with the middle?
I think both are true. I think it is firing up the left. I think you heard from the man we just listened to in the clip, but also to the mayor. And I think their argument, Brett, is that ICE cannot be judge, jury, and executioner. In this case, the argument is the judge's responsibility is to maintain justice and decorum in her court so that witnesses, defendants, and people who have been involved with crime don't think that going to the courthouse is going to a hunting ground for ICE. And the Fox poll that came out this week said that a clear majority of Americans think that the court system has the right to stand up to Trump's effort in terms of aggressive deportations.
Yeah, and I also think that the president is up and has a high approval on border security, that issue. But Steph, as you look at the video of the judge being arrested, there is this question about a judge, purposely telling an illegal alien to go out the back door that nobody uses to make sure that he can get away from the ICE agents that are looking to track him down.
And look, there very well could have been a crime here. We will see as the case plays out. The other reality is this is an aggressive move by the Trump administration to publicly arrest a sitting judge. And this is one of those cases that you can see really fueling both sides, both parties here. This is something Republicans have been worried about for a long time. They've long complained about officials protecting unauthorized immigrants in their communities. They've complained about paper in cities, areas that do not work with ICE to ensure that immigrants who are here unlawfully can be removed. On the other side, Democrats have been very critical of the Trump administration going too far, pushing back against the judges. The Trump administration, Trump and his allies have long been very concerned about justice systems that they feel are biased towards conservatives. And to go so far as to arrest the judge, I think is also going to fuel Democratic concern that Trump is going too far and being too aggressive in the way that he's carrying out the promises he made to the American people on immigration.
Yeah. More broadly, we've talked about this before, the pushback from different federal district judges. President Trump asked about that, specifically on the immigration issue on the floor.
We have hundreds of thousands of people trying to get out of the country, and the courts are holding us back. It's unbelievable when you hear a judge in San Francisco or a judge in San Diego. There's nationwide injunctions. How do you deal with the whole country sitting behind a bench, a local bench, even though in some cases, in many cases, they're a federal judge, but a judge, we should close down
Wait, how do you get rid of stuff?
I mean, there's headlines all over the place. Blood blocks from a holy cross for 16 sanctuary cities. Judge orders administration to seek return of another deported migrant. Judge blocks part of President Trump's order calling for proof of citizenship to vote. We also have the judges on the deportation of the Venezuelans step in and stop that. You know, where does this go?
Well, I think it's very important this summer. The Supreme Court may not want to get too far away from the District of Columbia this summer, but normally they leave beginning of July and they don't come back until September. I think this summer they're going to have to be prepared for a lot of shadow docket work. The district courts really have sort of let the fish out of their mouth and they're running wild. And I don't even pay attention to district court rulings anymore once it gets to the circuit because some of them are ideological, some of them are obviously political. Then we just got to wait for the Supreme Court to weigh in. I hope that it's rein in district court judges.
We're going to do a quick winners and losers. Juan, your first winner, then loser.
Well, my winner is the local hockey team, the Washington Capitals. They finished as one of the 2 top teams in the league, and now they've won the first 2 playoff games. And of course, Alex Ovechkin set a record for scoring goals this year.
I'm just gonna constantly pick up every bandages.
All right, loser.
My loser, Vladimir Putin, the Russian.
How do I
president.
build?
You know, President Trump was, just last night had to shout out, "Stop Vladimir," and I think the fact that the president is now chastising Putin is not a good sign for Putin, who's won favorable understanding his point of view.
Seth, winner.
My winner is Senator Brian Schatz, the Democratic senator from Hawaii, who is looking more and more likely to be the next Democratic Senate candidate following Senator Dick Durbin's announcement that he would be retiring. Schatz received support from Cory Booker, who was another name that was considered, you know, a rising leadership senator. We're the only person we're watching for now is Senator Klobuchar, whether she kind of makes a play for that position, but seems to be moving in Schatz's direction. And then my loser was DNC Chair Ken Martin, whose tenure as the leader of the DNC is now already being kind of defined by his efforts to push back against David Hogg and Hogg's efforts to try to raise up more challengers for Democratic incumbents.
Okay, you, whatever loser.
Both my winners and losers come from a Supreme Court case that was argued on Tuesday. It's called Monmouth versus Taylor. It pits about 1,000 parents in Montgomery County against the Montgomery County School Board, which insists that their children from before kindergarten through 5th grade be exposed to their human sexuality curriculum despite the parents' religious objections. At the end of that hearing, the parents had clearly won, and Montgomery County School Board had clearly gotten scissored by at least 5 and probably 7 of the judges.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend. Well, that is the sound that tells us it's Friday, and it tells us it's time for notable quotables.
The last time we saw him, Easter Sunday, the last words, blessed Easter.
Hope of mercy, you know, from the very beginning of his book, it's time to pass the torch.
You gotta shake this.
Oh, I am dogs.
You want to challenge him, Congress. The DNC, I'm not vouching for the man. I'm vouching for the man's rights.
I think he's exactly what he should be.
Left-leaning news media organizations were kind of like, la, everything's fine. And really, Queen Cleopatra, Queen of Denial.
How soon do we want to bring the terrorists on Times Square?
Well, it depends on them.
There are, some scary indicators. The U.S. dollar index, falls to the lowest level of Monday since March of 22. If some certainly comes out, it'll shake out.
But if they want to eat petroleum, they should put it in their food themselves at home.
I will say that Russia is ready.
Ratings are really playing ball. Come on, you guys want some beer? Beer.
Here you go. Cheers. This conference returns from its recess. We focus on the efforts to pass the president's so-called Big Beautiful Bill, where that stands. Intro Senate Breeze for Fox News Sunday. Our guest this weekend, Louisiana Republican Senator John Kennedy and Washington Democratic Congressman Adam Smith. Remember, if you can't catch us live, Central New York, on the West Coast, you can find on Instagram, X, this week. Thanks for inviting us into your home. this night, every night. That's it for this special report. Fair, balanced, and still, I'm afraid.
I'm incredibly
We'll see you
stupid.
Monday, and the finger bangle hosted by Adam Mack starts now.
This is a Fox News alert. 2 judges arrested for allegedly aiding and abetting illegal immigrants. This is a special edition of the Invernacle. Thank you for joining us. Well, tonight, it's AOC taking her private jet all the way to the White House. From the waitress, we have speaking to you today from this podium. I can tell you, impossible is nothing. And taking the phrase, try again. She may be running for governor.
I have no clue what I'm doing.
In just 24 hours, 2 judges arrested by the Trump administration. Now, you have a New Mexico judge who allegedly harbored a Trinidad and Tobago gang member in his home. And a Wisconsin judge, she's accused of facilitating the dramatic courtroom escape of an illegal immigrant with criminal charges. That's what's truly horrific. This guy was in court being prosecuted by a state prosecutor for domestic violence charges. He had 2 people, a guy and a girl, beat the guy, and this guy 3 times, knocked him to the ground, killed a beautiful woman.
I have no clue what I'm doing.
And John, you know, it's so rare for victims to want to cooperate. They wanted to cooperate. They were sitting in the courtroom with the state prosecutor. The judge learned that ICE was outside to get the guy, because he had been deported in 2013, came back in our country, commits these crimes, committing these crimes, victims in court. Judge finds out, she goes out in the hallway, screams at the immigration officer. She's furious, visibly shaking. Sends them
I
off
have
to the
no
chief
clue what I'm
judge.
supposed to
She
do.
comes back in the courtroom, who can believe this, takes the defendant and the defense attorney back in her chambers, takes them out of private exit and tells them to leave. While a state prosecutor and victims of domestic violence are sitting in the courtroom. Now think about this. These
I don't
victims
know.
were just sitting there as the judge was allegedly helping to get their alleged batterer, a Wisconsin man, as the media would say, and an illegal immigrant, Eduardo Flores Ruiz, out of a private entrance. Now, our producers here at the Invernacle, who are incredible, got their hands on this arrest report of Ruiz's, and it verifies his body in the past. Now, the report says Ruiz got in a fight with a man and woman over loud music. Ruiz allegedly struck and scratched the man multiple times on his body and face, and he, quote, put his hand around the victim's neck, impeding his ability to breathe for 6 seconds. He then goes after the woman, allegedly, and hits her in the head multiple times. And then there was a third person, another woman, who also says she was hit. Ruiz allegedly elbowed her. He was later arrested in the Family Dollar parking lot. So all of that happened. That's why this individual was in criminal court. But the mayor of Milwaukee tells us the Trump administration is threatening public safety, not Mr. Ruiz.
They're not going to participate in court cases if they fear being swept up in immigration enforcement. That's exactly the groundwork that the Trump administration has laid here, and what is quite evidently an attempt to show. And it's unfortunate that this makes us among this.
Yay.
And unexpected Democrats in Washington, they just echoed the mayor.
Morning, the Trump administration's FBI, headed by Chad Patel, arrested a Wisconsin judge for simply standing up for the rights of immigrants. We need to demand the release of this judge and have due process and the rule of law.
Senator Rick Durbin chimed in. He accused the Trump administration of, quote, testing the limits of our Constitution, this time by arresting a sitting judge for allegedly obstructing an immigration operation at the courthouse. We're concerned about the violent illegal immigrants. And Senator Tina Smith added, quote, understand what this is. If Kash Patel and Donald Trump don't like a judge, they think that they can just arrest them. This is stunning. We must stand up to this blatant power grab. Republicans, how is this not a red line for you? But wait, I thought these same three Democrats told us that no one was law.
No American is above the rule of law. The same rules apply to everyone.
We are all committed to the rule of law, and no one in this country is above the law.
The very basic fabric of our democracy, which is that no person is above the law. So Trump's not above the law, but the aiding and abetting judge is. All right, well, joining me now is Paul Laura, Fox's contributor and former NYPD inspector.
I'm going crazy, I swear to God. What?
Buck show. Buck, let's start with this. I want to bring up the charges that this criminal illegal immigrant was in court for. We have them here, straight from page 3 of the complaint. He was charged with battery, domestic abuse, infliction of physical pain and injury, and he was removed from the country in 2013 and then came back. So this is an illegal immigrant who came across our border twice, and the judge helps him get out the back door?
Yeah, Kaylee, re-entry after deportation is actually a felony, so it's a more serious crime to enter illegally the second time. And I think that what you're seeing here is what should be happening across the country, which is finally taking to task these Democrats, these open borders, radical leftists, all throughout the judiciary and throughout the democracy. Everyone who thinks the law doesn't count needs to be put on notice that it does, and especially when it comes to the Trump administration's immigration efforts. It's funny, about 15 years ago, I was a CIA analyst who was assigned to the NYPD Intelligence Division for a year, working for a fabulous manager, at the time, Captain, later Inspector Morrow. So it's funny, Kaylee, you haven't gone at the same time. It's a bit of a reunion for two guys who worked in law enforcement. I learned a lot from then Captain, later Inspector Morrow. Good to see you, sir. But I have to say this, the notion that what we were doing with the terrorism, where you wouldn't have federal, state, and local all working together, was insane. But on immigration, all of a sudden, state and local are supposed to stymie and even obstruct federal enforcement efforts. It's completely beyond the pale, and it's time the administration does exactly what they're doing, which is hold people accountable.
You know, Paul, I want to ask you this. Page 4 of the complaint says this. I am aware that law enforcement, this is a white-collar guy who is testifying about the judge letting this guy out the back door, said, I am aware that law enforcement routinely executes warrants and makes arrests in the public areas of the building, such as the Milwaukee County Courthouse. So it's not aberrational for ICE to show up at a criminal court hearing to engage in enforcement action.
Yeah, what's operational here is that the judge tried to abet the absconding of the perp, resulting in a foot pursuit on the street outside the courthouse, during which somebody could have gotten hurt. And God forbid this perp ran into, let's say, a pregnant woman or something like that. All you'd be hearing about is, oh my God, the Trump administration doesn't care about babies. Let me tell you what's going on here operationally. It's very hard to track these guys. You know, the Trump administration has said the worst first, right? So they got to find them. That's the issue. And they're very mobile. You've heard the stories about TDA being in Aurora, then they're in New York,
You're just collecting me.
Boston, et cetera, et cetera. So to find them, one of the ways you find them is when they pop in the computer as being under arrest at the state level. The fact that they're in custody and you can put them on a dime from their court appearance is vital to be able to catch up to them. But obviously, in the sanctuary, Wisconsin, by the way, Milwaukee, excuse me, is not a sanctuary city, which surprises me. But nonetheless, it's the same MO, which is just, we don't want you arresting these guys. Their nature is to protect these guys, and we should recognize that as the Trump administration does battle with the universities and the Ivies that are so hyper-left, what people are overlooking are the law schools. The law schools, and the judges, they got the rule book, and they are hyper-left. If any, they make, in many instances, the colleges look conservative.
Yeah, I mean, I remember my peers at Harvard Law School, they were really bastion of conservative type people. You know, Buck Sexton, there's another judge, this is a New Mexico judge, accused of harboring a Trinidad Aragua gang member, a 23-year-old. In fact, we have a picture of the Christmas photo. Let's put it up. This individual apparently had TDA tattoos, there were social media posts, and yet they somehow, I guess, didn't know he was a TDA gang member, or maybe they didn't know what's going on with these judges.
Well, clearly there is a whole movement of people across the country who believe that we should be not just an open border country, but a country that takes in criminals from all the rest of the world. I can get into some of the psychology as to why they would think this. It's not good for America, and it obviously is against the law. But the Democrats have been playing with fire on this issue for a long time. They really don't want anyone deported. That's what you're seeing, by the way, with the Abrego Garcia case. Oh, we need more process. We need process to bring him back here so we can send him back to the country that he actually is a foreign national, or that he's actually a national of. They are taking this to a place where this is a victim class now. And I think as soon as people understand that Democrats view illegal aliens as inherently a victim class worthy of special support and also a separate set of laws, I might add, as we're seeing with these judges in America, then all of a sudden it makes a whole lot more sense. But sanctuary jurisdictions, the sort of two-tiered system that has been set up, places like New York, unfortunately, where the NYPD is not allowed to share data with immigration and customs enforcement officials, that nonsense has to stop, and if that means cutting off funding, good. And the moment that there's obstruction, we don't follow the law. If they can arrest a former and future president, they can arrest some judge who thinks that she gets to make the law up in Milwaukee. So this is a victory for the rule of law.
You know, Paul, final question. We just have a few moments. This judge, the New Mexico judge, was accused of tampering with evidence.
This judge reportedly took the phone of the arrestee that he was harboring, the CBA member, to try to have attorneys hold that to the federal agent. Why does that matter so much? Because it's all about how you map the network, how you find it, etc. But let's extrapolate a little bit. I'm not sure how far this guy was, the firm. But imagine you go into the phone and you see contact with elements of the Venezuelan government, which reportedly is out there relative to TDA. You just validated the Alien Enemies Act because that's the basis of that deportation order, right? Because it's an infiltration from a foreign government. They won't let us get to that because they know it validates the sort of the program that the Trump administration put in place.
That's the whole Trump argument. So there you go. All right, thank you both. Buck, congratulations on your new baby. So beautiful. And always good to see Paul, and you too, Buck. Well, when radical judges aren't getting arrested, they are resisting Trump. Listen to this. In a single day, 3 federal judges blocked the administrative actions. And senior district court judge for the state, Colleen Collar-Coffey, is one of them. She offered proof of citizenship requirements for voter registration. Then you have Baltimore district judge Stephanie Gallagher, who ordered the return of a second migrant deported to El Salvador. And finally, it was San Francisco District Judge William H. Orrick who blocked the withholding of funds from sanctuary cities.
This nationwide injunctions have to do with the whole country, city beyond the bench or local bench. Even though in some cases, in many cases, they're federal judge, right? The judge can close down. We should close down sanctuary cities. We shouldn't have sanctuary cities. And we'll see how that turns out. Sanctuary cities are sanctuary for criminals. That's what they are. The sanctuary cities can protect them. We can close them down. We want to save guns. We have to get rid of sanctuary.
Fox News contributor in constitutional law, expert in every sense of the word. You know, when you look at this, each of these cases are different. I think the one Trump was speaking about, the sanctuary city funding case, he's probably on the strongest footing on. Doesn't he have a right to say I'm withholding federal funding from sanctuary cities?
Well, the astonishing thing, of course, is they're now coming by the gross. I mean, we're getting 3 a day. They're increasing. The Supreme Court has repeatedly said they want to stop national injunctions. They try to rein in judges a bit, including a judge in D.C. that should never have taken a case to begin with. But we're now seeing 3 of these come down in a single day. The one in San Francisco, I think, is very problematic. I think the judge pulled the trigger too fast. This is a judge who said, no, you cannot withhold money from sanctuary cities. But the executive order told his cabinet, Trump's cabinet, I need you to look at this, evaluate it, and tell me if they're interfering with federal enforcement, and then withhold funds. There's a lot of runway between here and there in determining what they're going to do. And this judge just went ahead and said, I'm stopping everything.
Yeah, well, one of these was a Reagan judge, so let me correct myself there. I want to quickly return to these judges that were arrested. You know, I thought it was the executive branch that was bucking the whole system and violating separation of powers, but you have here in this case the judicial branch, in one case an active judge, seemingly doing that. And this is not the first time a judge has abetted the escape of an illegal immigrant. I was shocked to find out, this is NBC, in 2019 during Trump's first term, the U.S. attorney in Boston charged a Massachusetts judge and a court officer with obstruction of justice for allegedly aiding an undocumented immigrant and leaving the courthouse through a back exit to avoid arrest. In 2022, under President Biden's administration, the case that is going to review at the state judicial commission was dismissed. Who's an expert who I respect. You know, he's criticized some Trump actions, not others. He said if this case were brought to him, he would say, look, the judge might have violated the law on paper, but I wouldn't bring the case. What do you think?
That would not be my reaction. First of all, I did write about that earlier case. I was shocked because the intent seemed quite clear with that judge in Boston. That was a clear effort to obstruct the effort of law enforcement. And what happened is they just gave it a giant shrug. People talk about the integrity of the judicial system. It has to mean something. It's not just a weak, and I said this before, I don't like the attacks on judges. These are difficult questions, and we need to respect the judiciary. But in the same way, these judges need to live up to that respect. They need to be the symbol of justice. If you are showing an undocumented person being sought by the police a side door, if that's true, then you are carrying out the opposite of your agenda. You're not producing justice, you're producing lawlessness.
So Professor Curley, when you hear the survey of O'Connor and other Democrats saying, you know, this is threat to democracy, the same esoteric, you know, high-level rhetoric, you know, disobeying judges, you think this is a clear, if the fact pattern is correct, as laid out by the a clear breach of the judge's duty and something that's prosecutable?
You know, what happens in the day when you could actually say, oh, if this is true, this is serious misconduct, and we need to wait and look at those facts. Instead, you've got all these members going out saying, free the judge. You had actually protesters saying, you know, free this judge. You know, this affidavit is very damning. If true, it does seem to be an act of obstruction. You can't use your office to shield someone from law enforcement. And you become part, obviously, of the law breaking.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of humorists involved. They say, get away with something like that. Professor Curley, thank you so much for giving up your Friday night to be here. All right, well, this had Democrats eating their own while AOC tries to swoop in and seize control of the entire party.
My wife Dina warned me before I did the past. But I didn't know that box. Then, Dina got next down this up. We just found B7. She doesn't have to choose between the food that she loves and her health. I can't wait to see what she creates next. You know it's gonna be good.
Vital Advanced has been such a game changer for me. Vital Advanced reduces wrinkles and promotes weight loss. My skin looks healthier. I literally shed a few pounds in the first couple of weeks. Learn more at trysaravital.com.
Your dream yard is just a few clicks away with fast-growing trees. Skip the store and get the best quality trees and plants delivered from our farm to you. Shop fruit trees, privacy trees, shrubs, and more, guaranteed to thrive. Save 15% at fast-growing trees with Code Trees.
If you have generalized myasthenia gravis, picture what life could look like with Vyvgart Hytrulo, a subcutaneous injection that takes about 30 to 90 seconds. For one thing, could it mean more time for you? Vyvgart Hytrulo can improve daily abilities and reduce muscle weakness with a treatment plan that's personalized to you. Do not use Vyvgart Hytrulo if you have a serious allergy to any of its ingredients. It can cause serious allergic reactions like trouble breathing and decrease in blood pressure, leading to fainting and allergic reactions such as rashes, swelling under the skin, shortness of breath, and hives. The most common side effects are respiratory and urinary tract infections, headache, and injection site reactions. It may increase the risk of infusion-related reactions and infection. Tell your doctor if you have a history of infections or symptoms of an infection. Talk to your neurologist about Vyvgart Hytrulo for TMG and picture your life in motion.
What am I doing? I'm just building up. I'm just building up right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm wondering. I myself am wondering what the fuck I'm doing. Oh, playing Fortnite for the first time.
Insurify. And Insurify, we make it easy to cut your car insurance bill in half. How? Just go to Insurify.com and compare dozens of quotes in a few clicks. You cut out the middleman so you can cut your bill in half. Go to Insurify.com to see the 50% on your car insurance. Deportation disrupted? False personal? Open process?
I'm asking myself what the hell I'm doing.
All new Dodge Charger, just $99 per month. New G-Wagoneer X, $299 per month. During the Freedom of Choice pricing program event. And the all-new Galliana Chrysler Dodge G-Ram.
What?
And what are the symptoms?
Major symptoms we see are numbness, burning, muscle cramps.
What am I doing? I'm so confused. I am so confused as to what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I somehow died to my... I don't know what the heck I was fighting, but I died. I'm just trying to understand this game. I'm starting a party. So, I wish you would tune it down. Hello.
The Democrat Civil War is raging. It's progressives versus the old guard.
I'm playing Fortnite for the first time. I'm playing Fortnite for the first time.
Oh, come on, phone. Oh my goodness. God dang.
Oh. Hey, Disturb Driver, did you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm playing Fortnite for the first time.
Please work game. Please
What? Where's this stupid... Ooh, car.
Yay. Did I do quality or performance?
How do
I do a little bit of performance.
Oh. What? Where did I go?
You know, I'm not sure it's still in Forza, but I got Forza. I love to see it.
I'm playing Fortnite for the first time, and I'm so confused as to what the hell I'm doing. This is like one of my... Why is this... Are you... I see so many chests on my screen. Ooh.
Driver! Damn driver! Okay, well, driver, I'll take that. You know, our human driver. That was good. The match is registered driver now.
What is the porta cover?
Driver, man.
Porta driver?
Oh, she's driver! I love Forza. We love Forza. We love Forza. We love Forza. Yo, open my share screen done.
I found another chest.
I got 3 early access, so I'm technically one of the few people that can play this game right now. Yeah. I swear, bro. If it doesn't let me play on mine, I'm actually getting into a lawsuit with Microsoft, bro.
I keep finding golden chests. Is that good?
I don't even want to skip this cutscene. I've actually seen this cutscene already on YouTube.
What's this chest? I'm swear to God, it's gonna.
I got that card for free in the game. I'm definitely buying a Porsche. And I'm making one a dress card because I heard it's one of the best dress cards in the game. One of the Porsches. Ooh, Porsche! About 2 Porsches today in real life, bro. Clarence Detail, they mad a bunch of new cars too. The Horizon. Have to let go and enjoy the ride. Yeah, I know you say this, but I already watched it like 3 times. You know, I don't like the Ford Bronco.
What? How did it? Oh.
High graphics mode. What? Why is it so high quality? Bro, I'm not even in quality mode. I'm in performance mode, and this thing is. Oh, is that? Can I start a broadcast?
Ooh.
Start a broadcast, bro. Twitch stream if you don't mind. Oh yeah, this game doesn't have whatchamacallit? Doesn't have nitros. Finally! Game without nitros. This is fun, right? Okay, this first person is not good as waterfast, I won't say. McCann! It's the Porsche McCann! I've actually seen this car literally today. Game is so big, bro. I might actually get a lot of streams because views, because this hasn't come out for a lot of people on PlayStation yet. What's the name of this? When I'm done with this press. Okay. Oh, they even have the racing mode. Nice. Not. Row 0. What? Traffic? You know traffic? What is he talking about, bro? Oh. Well, they almost got crushed. Oh. So, stick my seen a couple of those. Not for very cheap right now. Really? I personally don't like this car. It's not my favorite. It looks good, but it's not my favorite. Not my favorite Corvette. It's my favorite Corvette. They have like a
What is Loot Lake?
Get open my share screen, bro. this isn't like other car games where you lose all your speed in the grass, finally. You just lose some speed in the grass. Oh no, that doesn't look good. Yeah, that plane might not want to fly into the sandstorm. Yeah, you might want to get out of here, pal.
Who, me?
I gotta slow down.
I used to know. Hey. Train, 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 train. I want to see the train. I want to see the. I like train. I like trains. I like trains.
I did not know you could rewind. But there's an email behind me. Yo, that's so realistic. They get dust when you drive in front of them with the dust. Yo. Bailey C. Oh, I also did it. Ah. Oh, I did it. Okay. Game's pretty fun.
What? What's Loot Lake? I'm so confused right now. I'm just want to find Loot Lake.
Porsche! Rally Porsche. This is like the second off-road vehicle.
Somebody that used to know. Cause you were somebody that used somebody that used to know.
I'm just in this car, bro. I like this car. I mean, I like the OG car, but modifications are gone.
I wonder what's down here. Ooh.
I like every part of it. I don't like really the headlights. Off-roader guy, but I like these things either. But I'm not saying I can't change them. Most I'm gonna buy this car, sorry.
Ooh, what is this chest?
First, I'm gonna make the 20.
Oh, how can I sniper?
Sneaky Corvette. Cool. I don't think they have any Volvos in the game. I'd be surprised. They have Konasec. I don't think there's really a lot of brands that Forza want to do. I mean, no car game that's Tesla, of my awareness. But that's for obvious reason. I feel like Xbox would be the most likely though. I mean, this game, because it's owned by Microsoft, damn. No.
How can I sniper?
It's an American brand, and so is Tesla, but yeah, no one wants to. And maybe 3 years ago they would have. Oh, I got a viewer. Yo, that's cool.
I hear so many gold chests right now. Second.
Very much. I'm a car game enthusiast. Like 6 car game I played. What's car game?
Hey!
Hey, disturb driver. Can I get some help? Because I'm playing Fortnite for the first time. I have no clue.
There's no one in the draft better than him one-on-one out of space. You know, I think this guy is a home run hitter. He's a great route runner. I hear you saying take that to the house against, Texas in the playoffs. But, this guy, to me, is going to be a great third down back. Watch him pick up the blitz here on this third down. Now, nobody's going to be able to cover this guy like when he goes out for a pass. And when you find a guy that's stuck to cover and can block like that, that makes a phenomenal third down back.
If there's one school the Patriots should have on lockdown, it is, of course, Ohio State. Not just because they have great talent, but their head coach, of course, Mike Vrabel, played this college ball there, as did their respected college director of scouting, Casey Williams. And Travion Henderson's going to be a nice compliment. We were talking about maybe the Lightning to put John Judkins under at Ohio State last season. Could play a comparable role to Ramondre Stevenson. The Patriots have relied heavily on him for the past couple of years.
Is the sixth Buckeye take as we take a look at tonight's player spotlight, brought to you by Peloton. This 2021, over 4,600 scrimmage yards, that's most in the Big Ten, and the most recent Ohio State player just in the lead among players drafted every year since 2020.
Wait, Dad?
The national champion also had the most players drafted. Direct correlation, as you mentioned earlier, as Henderson's trying on the list. But this guy may make as big an impact on any team as anybody that's picked so far because of the way you can use them. Yeah, I really think this guy's special. I think he's got to keep him healthy. Before Quinshawn got there, he was always kind of nicked up, so it's important to keep him healthy.
And let's think realistically about this Patriots team right now on offense. If they got points last year, it was grinded out. They had to earn every last yard. Every once in a while, Coach, you just need somebody who can make it easy on the 10 other players on the offense. You saw the explosion from Travion Henderson in the national championship game. That was a beautiful call. It was a well-timed call against the blitz. But when a guy can go like that, that takes a lot of pressure off of Drake May.
No doubt. And Doug May can just throw the check down. He can be the offensive rookie of the year. And the good thing about Drake May is he doesn't always have to throw the check down. He let it fly too. He picks it up and knows when to do it. That's right. That's exactly what the Chicago Bears hope that Caleb Williams will do, in addition to his vast improvisational skills as the Bears are on the clock. They got a weapon for their young quarterback in Colton Loveland, an exceptional pass-catching tight end from Michigan with that pick. What'd you spot there, Phil?
That's Antoine Randall, the wide receivers coach there on the call, which really good indication. Oh, you know what? In Antoine's defense, he played a little corner in college. I mean, quarterback. He played over, so he could be an NFL player when Antoine Randall is on the clock there right now.
Okay, well, apparently the call got through because there are people fired up about it. Yes, sir. High-fiving and everything. Okay, hugging. All righty. Pleased with this. Yeah. The Bears had a new regime there, too, but everything got a little sideways with them last year. In the draft room, you always get excited. Are we going to be able to pick the guy we want? And then as soon as you pick him, it's all. Is he really going to be what we want?
Chicago Bears selection. Please welcome NFL legend, Des White.
Chicago, where you at? All right, simmer down. With the 39th pick
What is this?
in the 2025 NFL Draft, the 2025 NFC North champions, Chicago Bears, select Luther Burton III, wide receiver, Missouri. Congratulations, young man. Bear down!
Well. Positively Antoine Randall Elliott with his pick here at the Luther Burton speed, can play in the slot, but this guy can go now. I think he's one of the best guys that you can pick to make big plays in a lot of different ways on your team. You see him catching the deep ball right there. Great run after catchability. He's going to catch over a 5-yard stop route right here, and they can't get him on the ground. Which I like them guys. Can't get him on the ground. Yeah, Coach, he's a dynamic playmaker with explosive skills. When you look at his style of play, it's kind of like a basketball play. He has a great feel for the zone, but he as a point guard, he's explosive too. He was an excellent high school basketball player. Some of the college coaches, high school coaches.
What? How did I die?
Great hands, very reliable. I like his game.
Disturb driver?